Aloha, Kyden. This is what my face looks like. I know that I had a mask on and a big old beard, but this is what I look like. So what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that our instruments are in tune every single time we come back to a lesson. So this week, while you're practicing, make sure that this string, and this string, and this string, and this string, all sound the same. Now what happens is, I have the same ukulele that you do, except mine is strung for a right-hander. Yours is for a left hand. So when you're holding your instrument, you're going to be holding your instrument this way, which means if I was sitting this way, your neck and your headstock would look like it's going the exact same direction that mine is. So when you're playing here, make sure that the body of the instrument is being played, being strummed with your left hand, and that your fingers are actually doing, your right hand are actually the ones on the fretboard, on the frets, making the notes that we're working on, all right? But other than that, this is going to be the mirror image. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our first finger for our first lesson and our first finger for our first lesson and put them together. What's gonna happen? This finger and this finger are gonna start communicating together. And what happens is, after a period of time of doing this so slow, it turns into music because it turns into fast. So if you could do you can do it fast. See what I'm saying? So what I'm doing is teaching you how to play the notes on these frets and to get notes out rather than buzzing and weirdness. And that happens by not playing on the fret. When you play on the fret, you get a buzzing. What you want to do is play in the middle. So you never want to swim on the shore. You want to swim in the water, in between the frets, always. What we're going to be doing is taking our first finger and putting it on any string at this point. Inevitably, these all will look like this. The point of this exercise is to play each note on fret 1, 2, 3, 4, without lifting our fingers off. Meaning, when I play 1 and then I put my second finger down, I want to keep it near the fretboard, not go and put my finger way out in the middle of nowhere. What happens is, if you keep your fingers close to the fretboard, you have a better time of reaching that next note in a better time limit, meaning you're quicker to play. This first finger is going to play the first note here and press it down real hard on this, and then this one will be a little easier, this one will be a little easier, and this one. I can guarantee you, if you do this for 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes at night, or whatever you regiment, for at least 5 to 10 minutes a day, you will get better after a period of 4 or 5 days. I guarantee it. It's just how the brain works, how the body works. I can guarantee you that for sure. So if you do first finger, first fret with the first note, second finger, second fret, third finger, third fret, and fourth finger, fourth fret, and you can keep doing this consistently, using this, playing this, I'd like you to do it in this beat. 1, 2, 3, 4 as the best. That'll be the fastest. So we go up to 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the fastest, but this beat, even though it stays the same, can be subdivided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And the hardest one, 16s. 1, 2, 3, That last one seems really hard. I didn't have a chance to explain this to you, and I will explain this to you next lesson. But when we have a whole note, it takes 4 beats. So in our C major, which is our second lesson, we take our spider exercises that we've been doing for lesson 1. When we play on the A string, which is the string furthest away from you, closest to your leg, and we play A sharp or a B flat, and then a B, and then a C, if we stop on that third note, when we strum with the back of our hand, the fingernails, on that 3rd fret, that becomes a C major. The reason why is the note we are playing, the tone that we talked about, is a C. It's not a C sharp, it's not a B or a C flat, it's a C. So basically, we've got that C and then the lower. And since I asked you if you know what an octave is, the do to do, and you do, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, 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 do. They're the same. Just one's an octave above the other. O, C, T, A, V, E. The little slash above. Octave. So that's our C major. The reason why is we have 2 C notes. C, C. We have a E and a G. We've got the 1, 3, 5. So if we have C, D, E, F, G, and you know that we don't have an H, we go back to A after G. So we have A, B, C, D, F, G, A, B, C, F, G. Well, if we start in C, no sharps, no flats, no black keys, remember? We have C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So A, B, 6, 7, and then 8 or 1. If I get rid of my 2 and my 4, I'm left with my 1, my 3, and my 5, which make C, D, E, F, G. C, E, G. It just so happens all chords are made out of triads. In a C major, I have a 1, 3, 5. In a D major, I've got the 1, 3, 5. G major, 1, 3, 5. So all the chords that we're going to be learning together, they're based off of 3 tones together called triads that we put our fingers in certain places. And the way we get there is by learning how to play our chords with different fingers. It feels weird with the C major because we're just going to be playing like this, but for you, for this week, all I want to see is this. Our spider exercises for lesson 1, and then when you get to lesson 2, you're going to end your finger on the 3rd fret, and then the other 3 strings, the E string, the other C string, and then the high G, are open. With that 3rd finger pressed real hard, not muting it, but pressed in real hard, so you get that da note. All 4 of those strings, when they vibrate, they give off a frequency which vibrates our eardrum. Our eardrum hears all 3 notes of those and gets a major. And if it didn't vibrate with a major and had a minor, it would feel different to the ear. And if you had a sustain or a dissonance, you would hear it. And what I want to do is just talk about what those intervals are. So today we talked about a minor second, which had that interval difference, which sounds like it clashes. Yes, because it does. So what I'm going to do is show you how to see the 1, the 3, and the 5 in all your different major and minor keys, and how to process this as being just part of your left hand is going to be strumming, and your right hand is going to be playing on the fretboard. So quick review. I know this is a long one at 10 minutes. This is exactly where we would be. Most of your lessons are going to be around 5 minutes on these YouTube videos, and I will always end with this. Here is the chord of the day for lesson 2. C major. Use the back of the fingernails and play all the way down in a downstroke. If you want to play in quarters with me, we'd have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. If you take that first finger and skip that middle finger and go to the first finger and hold it on for the same thing, that becomes your second chord that we learned, a C dominant 7 or a C7. And you can clearly hear how that B flat makes that C major a little different. We'll explain what that is later, but those are your 2 chords for the day. Play those with your rhythm. Yeah? And then after that, lesson 1. Do your spider exercises up and down. Remember, you use your first finger on your left hand and you use your first finger on your right hand to start with, all right? And the whole purpose of this is to not play flat notes, but to play pointy notes, where the finger actually goes boop. You need to develop a little callus on the end of your finger. I really enjoyed meeting you. I'm looking forward to seeing your progress this week. Remember, 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes at night works great for learning because you're fresh and you're ready, and then at night you have a good recap for what you worked on in the morning. Or do it at your own leisure. Find a time that's good for you to play and practice. Don't spend a lot of time on it, but enjoy the time you have. I'm looking forward to teaching all the chords to you, majors and minors, explaining the difference between intervals and how they correlate with a couple different key concepts like pull-offs, hammer-offs, and slides. As I said, it was really nice meeting you. Looking forward to next week. Aloha.